Hey guys, happy Sunday. Welcome back. It's your girl Sade and welcome to Sade's Mix. If you're new here, hi, welcome. And if you're returning, thank you so much. Today I decided to switch it up just a little bit with you guys and we are going to do a Q&A. I feel like this is the best time to do it because I've received a lot of new subscribers off of my previous video, the Darlie Routier video. If you guys haven't seen it, of course, I will link that description box down below. And I think it's also necessary for you guys to know me and to see who I am instead of just watching true crime video and hidden gems down here. I want you guys to really know who I am, so I asked on my IG story just to get some couple of questions from you guys, what you guys want to know about me, and I came up with some really good questions. So I'm excited to share a little bit about myself with you guys. But before I go any further, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring that bell. I upload content on Sundays. Before I get started into today's video, I do have a special guest. I have my lovely puggle, Prestige here. She'll be joining in with us to answer some questions that you guys have provided for me. But enough of my rambling, let's get into the first question. Okay, so the first question was so funny because the person was like ASL, like age, sex, location, and I really could not. Do you guys remember like back in the day when we used to have AIM and we used to chat with people like in chat rooms and stuff, or like just on like whatever sites that we were on? I remember that. I don't know if you guys remember that, but I'm that old. So I'm gonna put a little twist on it, of course. My name is Sade. If you don't know, now you know. I am 32 years old and I am originally from New York City. I was born in the Bronx, raised in Queens, and I just spent my ending years in the Bronx as well. I currently live in South Florida, to be a little bit more specific. I am from the Fort Lauderdale area, aka Broward, aka all the Trench babies are from here, Kodak, and I can't think of anybody else, but yep, that is where I currently reside. I've lived in Florida for a little over 7 years now, and I absolutely don't regret leaving New York, although I miss my family terribly, and I can't wait for this pandemic to kind of subside. At this point, it doesn't seem like it is, but I absolutely miss them terribly, but I probably would never move back to New York. Okay, question 2. How many pets do you have, and what are their names? So as you can see, I have Prestige the puggle behind me, who is actually not asleep. I am pretty proud of her. She is a 10-year-old puggle. If you guys don't know what a puggle is, it's a half pug, half beagle mix. She's definitely more pug. Well, she's a good mixture. And then I also have a domesticated cat. He's about 5 years old. You may have seen him in a couple of my videos. He'll come up and he'll tap me and he'll want a pet. He'll jump up on stuff, but for the most part, most people don't even realize I have a cat because he's super antisocial. His name is King, originally King Felton, from the basketball player that was on the Knicks way back in the day, but now he's just King because, you know, anybody want to associate with Felton. But yeah, so those are the 2 pets I have and I love them tremendously. Question 3, which is, I should have answered first, I think. What is your channel going to be about? So my channel is broken up into 3 segments. True crime, as you guys know, I love everything true crime. I love serial killers, mass murders, cannibal cults. Let me rephrase that. I am highly fascinated with the mindset of people who are serial killers, mass murderers, cultists, and cannibals. I always just try to figure out like what got them there. Why did they think that it was okay to put someone's body underneath the floorboard or chop them up or eat? Like what the hell were they thinking? And I'm just so fascinated with the why and the how when it comes to true crime. The second part is, of course, hidden gems in South Florida. Whenever anyone talks about South Florida, the very first thing that comes to mind is South Beach and Miami. There is so much more outside of Miami and South Beach. If anything, that is just a small portion of South Florida in its entirety. And I'm here to share some of those hidden gems that I have found. I have a laundry list of places that I can't wait to visit and showcase to you guys. If there's any place in particular you guys want me to go visit, you can leave that in the comment section, of course. But yeah, I feel like South Florida gets a bad rep. It's only known about Miami. And then the last segment is just my life, you know, the trials and tribulations that I go through, the changes. I've discussed already like the reasons why I have left New York, and you know, the big one was like the fact that I quit my job in the middle of a pandemic. So those will be the 3 sections right now: true crime, hidden gems, and my life. Okay, next question. So moving on into the next question is, have you met anyone famous, and do you have a celebrity crush? So yeah, I've met a couple of people in New York, you know, just randomly. I want to say like the most random place I've ever met anybody famous was like maybe 10-15 years back at Home Depot. I actually met Fabulous, and I have a picture. I'll post it for you guys. And at first I was like, I gotta get a picture, and everyone was like, it's not him, and then I remember his tat, and I was like, that's him. I got a picture, I'll post it for you guys. I was also blessed to run into Diddy. And then I would say my celebrity crush, if you don't know, you guys are gonna know now. People who know me know who my celebrity crush is. It is Trey motherfucking Songz. Look at Prestige. I love Trey Songz. I've loved him since the first time I heard him on the radio. It's just something about his voice. And then when I was actually able to put his voice to his face, oh baby, I would love to meet Trey Songz. I'm not one like not as a groupie type deal. I would just really love to take a picture with him and just get like a kiss on my damn forehead. I would literally die from that. I would also just like to hold a conversation with him and just hear how he gets into the mood for his music. Like, I just want to know like what gets you to put out this great songs that I love and can sing over and over and over again. I ain't gonna sing no Trey Songz song because I can't hold a note, but baby, I would love to meet him. So if anybody knows Trey Songz, I want to pass this video over to him and let him know. I would just love to have a hug, and that's it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, so moving on to the next question is, what was the most agonizing hour of your life? I would say when my grandmother passed. So my grandmother, she raised me for the most part. You know, she was my best friend. She was a bully. She was loud, aggressive. She was everything that a grandmother was, caring, nurturing, but she was mean at the same time. And when she passed, you know, it was expected. It was time. She was ill for a long time. But I remember just being at the service in the wake and thinking, this is the longest. And I've been to funerals, you know, family, friends, things like that. But sitting there for her funeral was really the most painful thing ever. And for the most part, I don't remember a lot of it. People have told me things I've said, and it's just like the saddest part, the saddest day of my life, the saddest hour of my life. And then after that, you know, you have to try to get back to some normalcy, but oh baby, it took me a long time to get over that death, but I'm still not over it to this day. But that was probably the most agonizing pain I have ever gone through. Whew, I'm trying not to cry, guys. I'm gonna move on to the next question. Ooh, puppy, you okay? My baby back there coughing. Okay, so how many tattoos do you have? So I have 8. As you guys can see, I have an unfinished Buddha here. I have my snake. I also have a fairy, a butterfly, some koi fish in the back, and another fairy. I unfortunately have the infamous tramp stamp that was very popular back in the day, but mine's is higher, so if I bend over, you guys are not going to see it. I made sure of that. I guess it's not really a tramp stamp, it's just a back tat at this point, but I'm going to own it. It's a tramp stamp. And I also have this really gross looking fairy on my belly, which I plan on eventually covering up at some point. I don't plan on getting any more ink because I haven't really found any artists in Florida, and my artist is in New York, and going back and forth just for a tattoo is not realistic. Okay, so the next question is, do you like horror films? You gonna answer that question for me? Okay. So believe it or not, I do not like horror films. I do not like the sound effects. I do not like watching anything. I don't even think I've actually sat down and watched a complete horror movie through and through. This started way back when I was a kid. Do you guys remember Tales of the Crypt Keeper? Well, my family used to tease me, and they would play the sounds, And ever since then, those sounds, those dun dun dun, all that, those are all in horror movies, and I cannot. I start getting sweaty, I start having heart palpitations. I do not like horror films, which is so sad because most of the horror movies that are out are derived from true crime stories like Silence of the Lambs, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Amityville Horror, and I would love to actually sit and watch these movies, but I cannot deal with the sound effects. Not so much of the gore or anything like that. It is literally just the damn sound effects that get me every time. Like, I've also tried to watch horror movies on mute, and it just takes away from the value of the movie, so it's not fun for me. But yeah, I will not watch a horror film. Cannot take me to the movies and watch me to a horror film. I will not do it. I will literally fight you to not be in that movie theater. Okay, so next question. So next question is, what is your favorite things to do? I'm a pretty boring girl. I'm a very simple girl. So, I mean, there are times where I love to go kayaking. I love going to the beach. I love hiking, going on nature trails. I love all of that outdoorsy stuff. But if I could spend my rest of my days in bed playing my games, I would absolutely love to do that instead. I would prefer to just sit down and play a good game like Destiny or GTA. I love those type of games. Cyberpunk, even though it was a trash ass game, I played it, like I invested a lot of time in that. I have both PlayStation and Xbox, so I go back and forth constantly. But yeah, those are my favorite things to do. Lounging at home, playing video games, and if I'm not home lounging, we're on nature hikes or nature walks. I'm going to a new dog park, or I'm trying to get someone to go kayaking with me. Just a simple life. Okay, so the next question that I was given was, are you starting a YouTube channel to make money? Let me start off by saying absolutely not. So the reason why I started a YouTube channel was more of a therapeutic process. If you guys aren't familiar or haven't seen my previous videos, back in April, I quit my job from a Fortune 500, and I was in a rut. I was broken. That was the easiest way to say it. I was broken. I was emotionally being like, I didn't know my self-worth. I just felt like I wasn't adequate in every aspect of my life, right? And at that time, I was speaking to one of my friends, Emily. Shout out to Emily. She also has a YouTube channel. It is EP Life. She does reviews, gaming reviews, honest reviews, movie reviews, and she also does blogs as well. And she was like, why don't you start a YouTube channel? And I immediately was like, absolutely not. Because, all of 2020, that's what everyone was doing, because, hey, you need to make some money somehow. And it was another way to network and reach out to people that you aren't able to normally reach out. And at first I was like, absolutely not, but she explained it in a way that it's more of a therapeutic process, And as I stated, when I quit my job, I had lost my voice. I lost my joy. I lost my happiness. I lost a huge part of me because for a long time, I was told not to say, not to do, not to basically think, and just action, 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 action. So she motivated me to start the channel, and I honestly love it because it gives me a sense of determination. It motivates me. It keeps me on a schedule, and it is very therapeutic. Like I said, I felt like I have lost my voice from being told just bullshit from my employer, and now it's just a way of me reclaiming who I am. If this blows up and becomes something phenomenal, great, and if it doesn't, who cares? I'm still gonna put out content. I'm still gonna talk about true crime. I'm still gonna show you the beautiful world that is here in South Florida, and I'm just gonna take it from there. I don't really care for the money aspect because everyone's chasing money, and yeah, this will be a great opportunity, but I'm more just treating it like a hobby and just adding new friends to my roster. So that's what this is for right now. But yeah. Next question. Are you in school, and what is your studies? So yes, I am currently enrolled in a graduate program here in Nova South Houston University. I am obtaining my master's in counseling. To be a little bit more specific, it is substance abuse and education. I do have previous degrees. I have a bachelor's in forensics psychology. I always say science because that was my original enrollment, but then I quickly realized that I am not good in science. I got a like D in biology first term, and that was it. And I also have a BA in deviant behavior and social control, which is the reason why I am so fascinated with trying to understand the mindset, because understanding the mindset, you can understand the community and vice versa, of why these people act the way that they do, or if they're just like runoffs. But yeah, I feel like I've been in school my whole life, and I probably am going to be in school for my whole life, because I mean, even after I get my master's, I'm probably thinking about getting my PhD. We don't know yet. We shall see what the future holds. But for now, I am ending it at my master's. I should be done maybe next year. I'm super excited about this. But yeah, I will keep you guys updated on that as well, about my future plans. So let's move on. So who are the special people in your life? So I keep my circle very small, and I can say that there are 3 people who I can say that I count on and who have a very special place in my life, who are always there for me, always have my back. My first one is my mom. I feel like I talk about her in pretty much all my videos. She's always there when I'm having like a tough time, or like when I feel all is lost. She's like my cheerleader. She always reminds me like where I came from and where I'm going. So she's awesome. Shout out to moms that have your back, who support you in the crazy choices that you make, and who just like listen to you when you just need to vent to someone. And then I have my best friend, Paige. I've known that girl for like 10 plus years. She's more like my sister. She's my confidant. She's a great mother, a great wife, a great best friend, and I wouldn't trade her in for the world. And then I have basically my first friend ever, Tiffany, who I kidnapped Prestige from. Prestige was originally Tiffany's dog, and I just never gave her back. And Tiffany I've known, as I stated, since I was 4. And although I don't check in on her as much, I appreciate our friendship and how she's always stood behind me. And, you know, there are days where, you know, I just thank them for being in my life, because they have drastically changed my life and have always been there throughout the chaos. And even though when I make stupid choices or make irrational decisions, they have never ever left my side. So I want them to know, if they're watching, how much I appreciate them so much, and that I hope once all of this nonsense with COVID is over, I can see both of them, because I'm not traveling during this time, which is so sad because I used to travel all the time. But moving on. Okay, so the next question is, if you could have tea with one fictional character, who would it be? This was so hard, but it would be Bruce Wayne, aka Batman. I want to be like, yo, I know Bruce, you're Batman. I know it. You ain't gotta lie. I ain't gonna tell your secret. I know you Batman. Y'all the same height, same look, everything. I want to just have tea like you're a billionaire. Come on, give me some money. Let's jump on this private jet and go to Fiji, Bali, Egypt. Take me around the world. So you took Selena, you know? I want to be like her. But yeah, it would be Batman, hands down. There's no one else I can think of. At first I was like, oh, maybe Harry Potter, but have you seen him recently? So yeah, we're just gonna stay with Batman. I love me some Batman. I love all the Batman games. I just love the Batman stories, animated series, comic books. He would be, if I had to say like fictional characters, like, oh my god, wait, no. Okay, scratch that. I know I said Batman, but it's only because I'm being sexist, but truth be told, it'd probably be Ariel from Little Mermaid. How did I forget that? I'm so sorry. So I'm a huge Little Mermaid fan. I still play her movie. It's so bad. It's so bad. If I love you, you probably would have watched Little Mermaid with me once and saw me sing out and act all the parts. I would absolutely, positively want to sit down and have tea with her. In Disney, they have the like sit down and have dinner with the Disney princess, and Ariel's one of them. And I have been trying for like 3 years to go, because even though I know that that's just a a person in a costume, I probably would sit down and cry. When I used to go to and this is me going off on a tangent, I'm so sorry. When I used to go to Disney on Ice with my cousin Haley, I would go see Little Mermaid and I would cry. Mind you, I am like 19, 20, 21 years old and I'm crying over a Disney character. So bad. But yeah, scratch Batman. I would absolutely positively want to have tea with Ariel, and then I want to talk about like the dingle hoppers. Oh my god, so much to talk about with her. So much. Yeah. Moving on. If you're in the middle of a zombie apocalypse, name 3 people you would want on your team. This is a no-brainer. My mom, because believe it or not, she's a little crazy. She's a little baby sociopath. We have already talked about this, how we're going to meet out, escape routes, money, bags, what we need to pack, what we should have in our car at all times, guns we'll need. Like, we are doomsday preppers in our minds. I would also want Chuck Norris. Don't judge me. Look him up. Look at his credentials. He is like a 9-time jiu-jitsu. Yeah, I need him because I'm going to need him to lay the smack it down. And I would probably also, of course, I'd bring my pogo, but since she's not a person, she don't count. But I probably would also want The Rock. Have you seen how big and brolic that man is? Yeah, I need protection. We need protection. So my mom, Chuck Norris, and The Rock. And of course, Prestige the Puggle. But she'd have to have a muzzle because I feel like as soon as like she sees something that looks like a dog, she'll probably bark at it and then the zombies would come eat us. But yes. Next question. Who is your favorite family member? Whoever gave me this question wanted a fight to happen. And you know who my favorite family member is? Jesus. Because I'm not gonna say who my favorite family member is because I have so many cousins, so many aunts, so many siblings, and I love them all. And I'm not gonna choose any favorite because favoritism sucks. But I love you guys all. I love you guys equally the same. But yeah, Jesus is my favorite family member and I'm sticking to it. Also, the next question is, what is the favorite part of your body? For me, that is my smile. I love smiling. I think that when I smile, I make other people smile. And then also, I had braces for a really long time and I worked really hard to have this nice smile. So as much as I can do it, even in my true crime videos, I'm like, this is not my real smile, but I'm like, and that's because I genuinely smile at everything. They'll be like, oh, it's raining outside. Like, I'm one of those people. Like, my smile, I feel like, is the best part of my body. It's literally what I think people notice about me first and foremost. I think it's like it's also what I work on the most. I mean, the rest of my body is like, but my smile is like, ding. So yeah, and then the last question is, have you ever fantasized about changing your first name? So if y'all don't know, my name is actually spelled S-H-A-D-E apostrophe over the E, but it is still pronounced as Sade. For the longest time, I really wanted to drop the H and just, as a singer, has an S-A-D-E, but as I've gotten older, I love my name. I love how unique it is. I love that it stands out. Yes, I do get frustrated when people call me Shade, or some people say Shady. I don't, what? Where are you getting these other, what? How? But no, I've never fantasized about changing my first name. I absolutely love it, even though when I was a kid, I'm like, my name isn't Shade, it's Sade. And like, even to this day, like, when people call me Shade, I just look at them like, you think that that's how it's supposed to be pronounced? Like, whatever. But no, I've never thought about it. I love my name. If I was to change it legally, it would just be to drop the H, but otherwise, no, I love it. And that's all the questions that I have to answer. Sorry for rambling through most of this. I hope that you guys got a better understanding of who I am and my goofiness and all of that good stuff. If there's any questions that you wish that I would have answered, please, of course, leave them in the comment section down below. I am an open book. You can ask me anything and everything as long as it's not like creepish. You know, I got some really creepy questions too, like, what size are your drawers? Like, why the hell would you ask me something like that? You perv. Whatever. But yeah, if there's any questions that you guys think I should answer or would you like me to answer, leave it in the comment section down below. That's all that I have for you guys. Thank you for tuning in today. I will be seeing you guys next Sunday with a true crime update. Do you guys want a hint? She put out a hit on her husband and the crime took place in Florida. I hope I didn't give too much away because there's really not that many people who have done that in Florida. But her story is wicked in a sense of, what the hell were you thinking, ma'am? You know? But once again, I hope you guys are safe out there. Mask up because COVID and Delta variant is running rampant. I will be seeing you guys next Sunday. I love and appreciate you all. Have a great day. Prestige, you have anything you need to say? No, she don't have anything to say. Okay, guys, see you next week. Bye.